Everyone has dreamed of packing their bags and permanently moving to a new country at some point in their life. But there's typically one thing that holds people back: money. The cost of living is unbelievably high right now, and the majority of people are too busy paying rent to even think about moving abroad. But what if there was a way to get paid while moving to a new country? Well, believe it or not, there are plenty of gorgeous towns and cities begging for new residents to move there. If you watched our first video on this topic, we covered 10 countries that pay to be sharing with you 10 more countries that will pay you to live there. Number 1. Japan. Japan is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, and for good reason. It's steeped in history, has an amazing culture, and has some of the most lively and flourishing cities in the world, such as Tokyo. However, Japan also suffers from a population problem. The country isn't underpopulated by any means. However, the population is extremely congested in the urban areas such as Tokyo, and as a result, the more rural towns are underpopulated. Because of this, the Japanese government has started a regional revitalization program which pays up to $10,000 per person to move to Japan's rural areas such as Mishima. This opportunity is perfect for remote workers who want to earn a nice bonus and experience the beauty of rural Japan. Number 2. Austria. Austria is a popular tourist destination in Europe and as of 2022, the 16th richest country in the world. As such, you'd think that it's bustling with economic opportunity. However, right now, Austria is actually suffering from a severe problem. It doesn't have enough skilled workers to maintain its infrastructure. As a result, the Austrian government is looking overseas for skilled labor and is willing to pay non-EU and non-Swiss citizens $10,000 to live there. You'll also receive a one-year visa. High-level professionals and entrepreneurs are given priority through this program, which is definitely an important caveat to bear in mind. Austria itself is widely regarded as a great place to live thanks to its world-class healthcare, great education system, and relatively low crime rates. Its transport links are some of the best in Europe, and the weather is mild year-round. So, if you are a skilled worker, this is definitely an opportunity to consider. Number 3. USA. Despite being one of the most expensive places to live in the world, the state of New York is offering up to $15,000 if you move to Rochester. In order to receive the payment, you do need to have a full-time remote job and move to Rochester within 6 months of your application. The reasons behind this incentive are pretty interesting. Unlike Japan, New York isn't short on residents. Instead, the local authorities are looking to attract the best workers from across the world so that the town's healthcare, energy, and manufacturing sectors can expand with the brightest minds behind them. And the best part is that Rochester is actually a really nice place to live. There are plenty of things to do, from museums to live music. The cost of living is also pretty low, and the population is incredibly diverse. Elsewhere, West Virginia has an Ascend WV program, which offers anyone willing to move to the state's most underpopulated towns $12,000 spread over 2 years of payments. To qualify, you'll need to work a full-time remote job. The city of Topeka, Kansas is also paying people a large sum to move there. If you decide to rent a home, you'll receive a payment of $10,000, but if you're looking to buy, this figure will go up to $15,000. To qualify, you must go through the Go Topeka Employee Transfer Program and request for a cash reimbursement after you rent or buy a property. Number 4. Island of Sark. The island of Sark is easily one of the most picturesque islands you'll ever see and incorporates quaint architecture into the gorgeous blue backdrop seamlessly. Situated in the English Channel, it experiences great weather too. However, with a population of just 562, the island of Sark is at risk of its population rapidly declining or straight up disappearing in the near future. Thus, the government has established the Sark Society program, which promises to pay people up to $20,000 to move there. This is a perfect opportunity for retirees or remote workers looking to experience something new. However, If you're looking for a bundle of economic opportunity, great transport links, or thriving nightlife, you'll probably regret moving here, as there really isn't much to do outside of a daytime walk or a sit-down meal at a local restaurant. Number 5. Denmark. According to a 2024 report by AFAR, Denmark is the second happiest country in the world. This is largely down to the country's excellent social equality, community-driven outlook, and great quality of life thanks to excellent infrastructure and public services. And with such a thriving economy and society, Denmark is looking to attract innovative entrepreneurs to establish their businesses on Danish soil so that its people can benefit from new products and services. Thus, any entrepreneur who wants to move to Denmark will receive up to $50,000 from the government in support. Considering how ideal Denmark's economy is for new businesses, it's a no-brainer for any serious entrepreneur. Number 6. England. England might get a bit of a bad reputation for its poor weather. However, it's actually a pretty great place to live. There are bigger cities like London and Manchester which are full of job opportunities, fun activities, and more restaurants than you could ever visit. And outside of the cities are grand plains of grass, rolling hills, and dense forests as far as the eye can see. It truly is a mesmerizing place if you can get over the national cuisine. And if you're a teacher, moving to England could be a great decision, as the country is currently offering £10,000, about $13,000, to any teacher who wants to move there. This incentive is an attempt by the government to address the country's severe teacher shortage. From 2022 to 2023, for instance, the country met just 59% of the national teacher recruitment targets. That being said, England's education system is actually one of the best in the world, and being a teacher in England is a secure and very rewarding occupation. Just steer clear of the jellied eels. Number 7. Iceland. Visiting Iceland is like being transported to another point in history altogether. Walking across the island, you'll be exposed to volcanoes, glaciers, geysers, lava fields, waterfalls, and a variety of wildlife such as whales and over 115 species of birds. And if you've always wanted to see the northern lights before taking a dip in a geothermal pool, there's now an opportunity to get paid to live there. Like Denmark, the Icelandic government loves entrepreneurship and wants more businesses to base themselves in Iceland. Therefore, they're offering anyone looking to start a business $50,000 if they base said business in Iceland. Iceland isn't exactly a traditionally ideal place to start a business, seeing as it's literally in the middle of the ocean and nearly everything needs to be imported. The tax rates are also higher than average. However, it's hard to say no to $50,000, and if you are an entrepreneur, it's definitely a deal worth considering. Furthermore, Iceland's economy has been growing rapidly in recent years, so it's only becoming a more attractive place to start a business. The government has also made it clear that it intends to keep this incentive program going for a long while, so there's a large window of opportunity to benefit from it. Number 8. Estonia. When you think of beautiful European countries, Estonia probably doesn't come to mind. However, it's actually one of the prettiest countries not only in the continent, but in the world, full of beautiful architecture and steeped in culture. And like some of the other countries on this list, Estonia's government wants to improve its country's economy and infrastructure and is willing to do this by paying entrepreneurs to move and set up their businesses on Estonian territory. Any budding business person who does decide to make the move will be rewarded with $50,000 and a one-year visa. What makes this even more attractive is that the cost of living in Estonia is considerably cheaper than in other European countries like France or even Denmark. This means that the $50,000 incentive will stretch that a little bit further and allow you to really kickstart your entrepreneurial journey. Estonia also boasts free healthcare, a pretty good education system, and a great tech sector. This makes Estonia even more attractive to the budding entrepreneur. Number 9. Thailand. An alluring gem in the heart of Asia, Thailand is at the top of many travelers to visit lists, and the Thai government, aware of the country's popularity in the West, is looking to entice Americans and Canadians even further with an amazing opportunity to live there and get paid for it at the same time. The Thai government wants Americans and Canadians to settle down in Thailand so that they can teach residents English. Thus, they have created a number of job placement schemes paying between $800 to $1,000 per month, which in Thailand is a healthy wage. You're walked through every stage of the process, given a network of fellow teachers and 24/7 support whenever you need it. There's even a referral program, giving you the opportunity to travel to another country to teach English after completing your first course in Thailand. It's worth noting that there are actually a number of other Asian countries offering a similar incentive to that of Thailand, including Korea and Vietnam. The country that you decide to go to really all comes down to personal preference, though Korea is, on average, slightly more expensive, which is something to consider. The only real catch is that you will have to work for a number of months to benefit from this scheme. However, it's still a perfect opportunity for any young traveler who wants to explore Asia but doesn't yet have the money to do so. You'll be guaranteed a job, be put directly into local life, and get to travel to other Asian countries free of charge. Number 10. New Zealand. New Zealand is arguably one of the most naturally beautiful countries on Earth. There's a reason why films like Lord of the Rings were filmed there after all. However, for all of its beauty, New Zealand has, for a number of years, suffered a severe population crisis, and there simply aren't enough people to keep up with employment demand. For example, the town of Kaitangata has a tiny population of 800, yet has some 1,500 jobs open. This population crisis is crippling New Zealand's ability to grow its economy, infrastructure, and technology. And because of this, they're recruiting foreign entrepreneurs to fill the employment gaps and kickstart the country's market. They're so desperate, in fact, that they are offering every entrepreneur a total of $165,000 as an incentive. Oh, and did I mention that they'll also house you for free? Let's rephrase that. If you want to start a business, you can move to one of the most beautiful countries in the world, live for free, and get an instant cash injection of $165,000. Yeah, it might be time to start booking a flight. What about the countries where you can buy luxury homes for $100,000?